very much, Imran, and it's a real pleasure to be with you today. I am passionate about the role of business in society, and I believe that the fashion industry has a positive role to play. It's really a delight to be here. On the other hand, it is a little bit intimidating to be speaking after the first Dame Vivian Westwood. She is a legend and a tough act to follow. Anyone who can speak truth to power, mock up a cover of Tatler as Margaret Thatcher, and dress both punk stars, royalty, and every man, woman, or transgender on the street shows brilliant, impressive range. Virgil Abloh showed similar range. He was a pioneer, a visionary, elevating street style, celebrating creative excellence and Black excellence at the highest level of your industry. Time and time again, both icons have combined style and substance to be both of their time and well ahead of it. But what about today, our time? The wider world is being influenced by three mega trends: technology, inequality, and sustainability. All are relevant to the fashion industry. What COVID has done is accelerate these trends. In terms of technology, for example, fashion has seen a massive shift from digital, both in the rise of e-commerce as well as digital-first startups, CFTs, NFTs. As for inequality, in many countries, it's just getting worse. And the pandemic has laid that bare, particularly hitting lower paid and frontline households. Our challenge and the biggest opportunity is sustainability. To be honest, the fashion industry has a long way to go to demonstrate its commitment to net zero. Let me give you a few numbers to prove the point. 12% of fibers are discarded on the factory floor. Overproduction is rife, so that 40% of garments end up being sold at markdown. Less than 1% of products are recycled into new garments. The fashion industry accounts for about 4% of greenhouse gases. Not so much, you say, but it's rising at 3% a year. On your current trajectory, fashion will miss 1.5-degree pathway by a huge margin. It's not a great record. I don't underestimate the difficulties. Even running a successful business in fashion is hard. During the pandemic, we started with only 45% of public companies in your sector creating value. After the pandemic, just this year, that number fell to 27%. Meanwhile, you already know supply chains are still in flux, raw material prices are increasing, and demand has bounced back, but it's done so unevenly. And in this context, sustainability may seem like something you can't quite afford. To a certain extent, this is true. Niche brands, niche companies struggling to make a profit, many of them may not have the capital to make major changes, never mind mid-sized businesses. And then there's the very simple fact that the business model of the entire industry is based on creative innovation and growth. Simply put, you want more people investing in fashion, probably from your own brand. That may increase demand, use of materials, and maybe even admissions. So, given all of this, you could be forgiven for thinking, this is incredibly difficult. Where do we even start? Of course, you can't really say out loud that you don't care about sustainability. That would be a quick way to get disinvited from Fashion Week, lose your seat in the front row, or be shunned at the cocktail bar. But it's a fair question, a tough question. So let me give you three answers. First, your customers want it. According to a recent McKinsey survey, more than 3 in 5 consumers say environmental impact is a consideration in their purchases. It's easy to say, and to be honest, It's less clear if people really put that principle into action when they purchase. But I think the attitude is genuine and the evidence is growing. Second, being good at sustainability can be good for business. For example, by making production more efficient or reducing waste. Or you could commit to the 15% pledge, increasing representation of Black or ethnically owned businesses in your supply chain. I don't want to oversell the idea. It's hard. The fact is that there will be real costs and investment to have a more sustainable path to net zero. And to pretend otherwise is just not helpful. Third, you don't actually have a choice. Like it or not, climate change and sustainability is a big part of our agenda, and it's here to stay. People expect business and fashion to do more than just make money, important though that may be. And given the greater depth of information available to consumers, the increasing pressure on regulation, and need for more social engagement from the industry, ignoring it is just not an option. I don't think business, and fashion no different than the rest, should be expected to do things that hurt your competitiveness, just in the name of sustainability. But I do believe that there's ways for fashion companies, large and small, to better deliver sustainability, move towards net zero emissions, and deliver inclusive growth. Partnerships are one idea. For example, a large Indian apparel exporter is working with its clients to share sustainability innovations. In another example, a major department store gets about half its fashion sales from small brands. The store realized that the small brands are in no position to achieve sustainability goals on their own, and so it committed to work with them to reach these goals by 2025. I know it's going to sound like consultant cliche, but that is win-win. It might even be win-win-win. The small brands maintain access, the store maintains exciting brands and relevance, and consumers have more sustainable choices. Another promising approach is to apply sustainability technologies right across your value chain. A significant percentage of clothes that are made don't actually get sold. That wastes materials, time, money, creativity. And proven technologies already exist to support the innovation that's needed in materials manufacture, demand forecasting, production plan, stock management, the nuts and bolts of the fashion industry. It improves operation and reduces waste. Use of standardized sizing, data-driven analysis, segments of one, all help you understand purchasing behavior better and could cut returns in e-commerce by over 50%. That, of course, improves profitability, but it also reduces emissions. The hard part, the really, really hard part, is getting started. Because in addition to climate change, you've got water and land use, air pollution, working conditions, all a part of your sustainability equation. There are so many stakeholders who have expectations for what the fashion industry should or should not do, and you are not going to be able to please them all. It's complicated, but you can do it. So start. Start by understanding your priorities and your stakeholders. It will help you narrow down what to do first and simplify some of that complexity. It'll give you a more clear path that's linked to your brand of how to get towards net zero and inclusive growth. Perfection is not possible. It's an elusive goal, but progress is an achievable one. Over the past 2 years, you've proven that case. Fashion has had to adapt fast, fast, fast. In terms of digitization, we estimate that the industry has made 5 years progress in just 1 year of the pandemic. It's time to apply that same pace, commitment, and creativity to sustainability. It would be a big change, but it can be done. You are unique. Fashion is unique. You combine creativity and intellect, inspiration and craft, discipline and flair. In short, you have all of the qualities that are essential to making a sustainable future possible. I want to close with a personal story. When I first met Imran and was an even younger woman, I used to blend my own makeup because there just wasn't many options for Black women. At first slowly, and then more quickly, the market changed. And now I have many high-quality choices. This was good for me personally, but more important, it represents a massive new consumer segment and created a distinctive opportunity for creative talent and, of course, Black talent. Another win, win, win. Sustainability can be a similar opportunity for the fashion industry. Another example of style meeting substance. Thank you.